Larry, good to see you. Kind of diving into the headlines today. Should you buy risky assets in your 401k? Potential changes could be coming to your workplace retirement plan. That's because President Trump recently signed an executive order that would pave the way for riskier assets to be included in your 401k. So, what's new here?
Well, Erin, I love the idea that the government kind of gets out of your way a little bit and allows you to take a little bit more risk in your nest egg. So that 401k, you're getting some tax deferred money, you're putting in some, you're getting probably a company match on some of it. So it's great that you could use a maybe a small amount. I don't know if there's any particular percentages there to have access to. So great idea. Although I do have some thoughts about where it may be appropriated just a little bit better than using your 401k.
Yeah, and we're going to dive into that. I do want to ask though, because this allows you to invest in private equity. What is private equity exactly?
Yeah, private equity is just simply it's a non-public company. It's certainly it's usually pulling some investor money and being a lot more aggressive with that money. Maybe some hedge funds, some startups, and things that could have some very handsome growth, or it could be completely bust. So good in concept, but could be helpful to a 401k, but also could be very detrimental if you put too much of a percentage in it.
Yeah. So, what are the risks and rewards of alternative investments?
But there again, that risk would be you could get a couple 100% return on your money and really grow that asset. You could also lose 100% of that investment that you put in there. So in a 401k model, I really would probably wouldn't think to put more than 5 to 10% of your nest egg or your 401k into those type funds. I think they could be very allocated just a little bit differently.
hmm And of course, we need to talk about fees. Private equity funds typically charge a 2% management fee plus 20% of profits, aka the 2 and 20 model. In a 401k, fees like that can be devastating over time. Critics say the biggest beneficiary of the rule change will be the companies that offer them, not the plan participants. What do you think?
I don't want to throw cold water on it, Aaron, but I kind of agree that again, those fees can be detrimental. Look, a 401k is not something that you have 5 or 10 years. It's usually a 30, 40-year vehicle. So if you're paying that much in fees over the long haul, you are going to pay a lot. And, just kind of in the model of the fee base within there, if you actually win in some of these more riskier models, that just means you've got more money and a higher fee on that money. You're going to pay out quite a bit as well.
Mhm.
Love the concept, but I would just put it into a different type of investment, not in the 401k.
Right. Well, you were telling me offline that you would put it perhaps in a brokerage that would have long term capital gains, which is a lower rate than your income if it were in a 401k.
Absolutely. Aaron, I just finished a class. I'm always trying to learn more for our clients, and it's a
Yes.
tax class, and it's talking about asset location, not allocation of the 60/40 70/30, but where should you have your riskier assets?
Right.
Where should you have your safer assets? And the safer assets actually belong in the 401k, opposed to a more risky situation, and as you just mentioned. And then the taxable account can get those more risky assets that you're going to get the more favorable tax treatment on those for
Mhm.
sure.
So, as we talk this through, though, Larry, we need to boil it down to one question, which is who should consider buying risky assets in their 401k?
Maybe if you're super young, you're 25, 30 years old, just getting started. And if you don't have enough assets on the outside to start investing in maybe a brokerage account, even a Roth account would be okay. If you got some money in a Roth, that's still a long-term investment, and that money is going to be tax-free if you hit a home run with it. So, I mean, I like that as well. But only a younger person, I would say, would put much money into that 401k in the riskier products. And do that until you actually have more income to invest, and then switch that process into your Roth IRA or your taxable money like a brokerage
Mhm.
account.
Mhm. Larry, I so value and appreciate the fact that you are always trying to learn about this and make yourself better. And obviously, it's a huge benefit for your client. So, if somebody wants to talk to you more about, their 401k, but also, as you mentioned, asset location more than just asset allocation, what's the best way to reach you?
They can call our office. That's 615-216-1048, or go to our website and they can log in there and set a time to come visit. And that's sfawealth.com.
All right. Larry, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you, Aaron.